What's up, guys? Thrill Bill here with Amusement Addicts. Someone asked me on Twitter the other day, what ended the Coaster Wars? Well, the Coaster Wars didn't end. It just kind of went on hiatus, like a ceasefire, and here is why the Coaster Wars went on a ceasefire. And that's because Six Flags started building things like Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster. They started building these things and that aren't really coasters and calling them coasters. Yeah, they're on a track. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. They're not a coaster. Anyways, the coaster wars between Six Flags and Cedar Fair is what a lot of people like to talk about, but you also have to throw Universal in there as well. Now, the coaster wars really kicked off, in my opinion, with the building of the Racer at Kings Island. And it just kind of blew up from there. You know, no one was going to build any more coasters. And then the Racer from Kings Island was built. And then we had a wooden coaster war there for a while. And then it translated into steel coasters. So the coaster wars really kicked off, specifically between Six Flags and Cedar Fair. But not only them, also other parks in the world. And other companies in the world. When a company overseas built something massive, so a park in the States had to build something massive. But the question was, why did the Coaster Wars end? They didn't end. Things like Tempesto here were being built. There was a unspoken ceasefire. You had roller coasters like Tempesto being built, which... honestly, it's a very small roller coaster. It has a very small footprint. And honestly, not a lot of parks are going to look at that and go, I have to have one of those because it's drawing in an incredible amount of people to Busch Gardens. That didn't happen. But, you know, you had Six Flags go and build Superman here. And my thing is, my answer to this question is, the war didn't end. There was a ceasefire. You have Six Flags building these types of rides and calling them roller coasters. Now, Tempesto and Superman here, yeah, I would consider that a roller coaster. But Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster, really? No, I do not consider that a roller coaster. Even though, yeah, people argue, hey, it's on a track. Yeah, but no. Okay, no, I consider Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster a flat ride. And Tempesto, yes, I will say that is also a roller coaster. But you got Super Loops being built by Six Flags, and they're calling those roller coasters. It's not a damn roller coaster. A Super Loop is not a roller coaster, guys. A Super Loop is a flat ride. So, in turn, Cedar Fair goes, well, you know what? We don't have to build massive roller coasters every year because our competitor, our number one competitor in the United States, isn't building those types of coasters or isn't building massive coasters every year. So, then we get the break. Now, Cedar Fair did build Fury 325 during that ceasefire. Carowinds needed a Giga. Carowinds needed a big roller coaster. Their numbers were down. The attendance was down. They needed something big, and that's why they got Fury 325. They didn't get Fury 325 because of Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster. No. Okay, let's back up a bit. When Fury 325 was being built, what else was being built? Not really much. But when you look back at Millennium Force, and you look back, I mean, Six Flags and Cedar Fair have gone at it for years. Okay, Cedar Fair built Top Thrill Dragster, the world's first, tallest, fastest roller coaster in the world, the world's first Stratocoaster, and Six Flags go, okay, let's one-up them. Let's go a little bit faster and a little bit higher. Even though Dragster is still the best Stratocoaster in the world, that's what they did. And you'll see that with the dive coaster building Cedar Fair did not have, I mean, you have all these other parks with dive coasters, and Cedar Fair's just like, you know what? We don't have dive coasters. So they started building some dive coasters. But then you got stuff like this. When was Six Flags' last major roller coaster? They've done some conversions, but most of them are these. God, I hate them. I hate 4D free spins. I hate free spins. Guys, I don't consider, even though they use RMC track, I would be embarrassed to put the RMC name on these free spins like the Green Lantern and Batman. It's free spins. I'm not a big fan of these sort of gimmick coasters. And free spin, in my opinion, is not a roller coaster. It is an exaggerated flat ride. So Six Flags was building all of these exaggerated flat rides, which made Cedar Fair not need to go as big. They didn't need to do as much. So the war never ended, guys. It never ended. It was just in a ceasefire. But here's my problem. I was going to make videos on these super loops and free spins and these other weird looking things that Six Flags is building right now, and they're calling them roller coasters. I have a huge problem with a super loop, something you find at a fair or a parking lot carnival, being called a roller coaster. Super loops aren't roller coasters, and if you consider super loop a super loop a roller coaster, please just get out of here. Quit, subscribe, unsubscribe right now. Click that button and unsubscribe, because no. And so they started building these free spins and these super loops and these infinity weird looking figure eight, loud, obnoxious. You can hear it throughout the whole park, and it's not a B&M roar. It sounds like the damn thing's about to fall apart. These weird things. So that's what happened to the Coaster War. It just stepped into a different realm, honestly. And it's not, I don't think it's because Six Flags didn't want to build massive roller coasters or didn't have the money to build massive roller coasters. I just think they saw these new things come out and thought, well, let's just throw these in every park because, hey, they're cheap. Small footprint, and they're cheap. Well, Cedar Fair isn't like that. Cedar Fair is not going to build these crazy-looking, exaggerated flat rides and call them roller coasters. And I respect the hell out of them for it. It's not just a Cedar Fair fanboy in me talking here. This is, and let's take Harley Quinn's Crazy Coaster, for instance. It is, like I said before, it's extremely loud. It's extremely obnoxious. And it's not fun. It's just plain not fun. And they just build a bunch of them. And they build a bunch of these free spins. And my problem with the free spins, guys, is it's the same ride every time. No matter which seat you're in, it is the same exact ride every time. No airtime. The positive G's really aren't even there. You're just kind of sitting there. And specifically with the Green Lantern, zero G's. I mean, and when I say zero G's, I don't mean you floated out of your seat. I mean there are no G forces. They are extremely exaggerated, permanent carnival rides. And I really don't like them. And I know this has turned into a kind of a bash on Six Flags, but when I got that question, I just had to run this video and tell you guys that, hey, the wars aren't over. They're going to pick back up. It just, Six Flags decided to do a bunch of cheap nonsense for a little while, and Cedar Fair said, yeah, I'm not following you on that. I'm going to build real RMCs instead of these stupid-ass free spins. That's what happened. The war is still definitely, we're still definitely in a coaster war. It's just kind of not right now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the queue line. Thrill Bill out.